This video is how to assemble the hand cart. This comes with 10 pages of information and has step-by-step instructions, an exploded view, 2 different angles. The first instruction is here. Skipping to the very last page, or second to last page, we have a ballooned item with a whole bunch with items. So we have the wheels, we have the axle, the handle, the left and right sides, the front, or the back and the front, the base and the 2 hubs are listed right here. We have an item list that is 1-to-1 scale. So you can literally place your items right here and see if they match up, so you know which items I'm talking about. The handles, the front, the back, the base, and the hub. Now that's 2 hubs, 2 sides, and 2 wheels. That will be what we will assemble. So we will go through this one at a time, 1 page at a time. So I'll go back to the first step, which is on page 4. I found it easier to assemble it with a clamp because it will end up applying even pressure. It may not be necessary for some parts, but for others, just to make sure they snap together. So the base axle piece snaps into the base on the underside, and the underside just pulls in till you hear a click. You can run the clamp on it just to make sure it's nice and secure. It is not necessary, but it will work if you want. So that is like that. That's the first step. Second step, page 5, is assembling the box. The box is made up with 2 left and right sides, front and back side. Now, the way this is set is that these pieces right here are offset to the inside so that they're smooth on the inside. The smooth surface. The smoother surface goes on the inside. So first thing is we push a back piece into the little slot like so, and it'll fit snugly. And then the same thing on the opposite side, so that'll fit in just like that. Again, you can run the clamp down the side. Be careful when you do this to make sure it's center. You do not want to apply any other pressure. And then we do the same thing for the front. Apply that on the inside. And again, we can run the clamp, and that'll push those together like so. I'll try to give you a better camera angle. That's what we got. So now we got our box. It says Trek 2023 Anchorage Stake on that side. So that gets put into these tabs. There are 8 tabs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's tabs that line up on the bottom. So that gets pressed in here. This is probably where the clamp is most useful, because there's 4 spots and it's pretty tricky, but we made it so that it should just snap together nice and neat. But then again, the clamp will be very nice. I usually put it on the corners, so if you can see that. Hopefully I'm doing a good job. I'm the cameraman here too, so Here's a little snap. Snaps it in place. Good. It'll snap in place. And you can do the front part too. So just push it on and it should snap nice and down. Now we'll do the back side. Again, applying the pressure on the corners, usually right above where the tab goes into the base is where it is. It's pretty good now, but again, I want to make sure it's nice and snug. So I'm just going to clamp a little bit, just a little one trigger pull, one hand pull, and it's done. So there's a little gap right there on that side, and so I'm going to pull it down just a little bit there. We got a couple of little gaps on this side. Just a little bit of a snug fit. Nice and tight. That's the box and the base. Then we go on to page 6. And that's where we put the wheels on. The wheels should go pretty smooth. Same thing as where the wheels are flat on one side and then they have some detail on the outside. So the detail goes towards the outside of the handcart. And you take your little hub, you put the flat side. There's a square and a cylinder. The cylinder goes in and the square goes towards the inside because the inside has and this axle piece has a square hub where that goes into. So what I do is I take this and I push it in and it fits in pretty nice, neat. If things are not fitting or they're fitting a little bit loose, a little bit of super glue will go a long way to holding it tight. You just want to make sure that you don't glue the wheels square, so they will still spin. So I push that in. Again, the clamp comes in handy. I put it right over where the axles are. Just squeeze it just a little bit just to make sure it's good and tight. And that is the axles. I skipped a page, so that's page 6 and page 7 to put both wheels on. There's page 7. Now we go with page 8. Page 8 is just the handle. Now the handle has a flat side on it along with the round side. The round side goes up and the flat goes bottom. So in this, if you can see, there's a slot, a rectangular slot in the front of this handcart, and that rectangular slot lines up with this. And you kind of have to put one side in and you kind of spread them out a little bit and then you put the other side in and then they'll be bowed out a little bit, which you take our good old faithful clamp, squeeze it a little bit, it'll be nice and pinch it all together. And now the round side on the top, flat side on the bottom. So that is your handcart. Good and done. So it's ready to give away, to pull your M&Ms or whatever you need to pull in your handcart.